that tall. Hey, hi. Props to all those first-time storytellers. You guys are amazing. I'm impressed. So it was about like mid-December when I realized that I had been on like a partying streak that started with Halloween, if I'm being pretty honest, because we throw this dead celebrity party that always gets bananas, and then, I don't know, like all the Chardonnay I have to drink at Thanksgiving to deal with my mother-in-law, and things just kind of spiraled from there. So I was so bloated. I had the tolerance of some sort of like Rome-soaked pirate. You know, like I could go work like a Long John Silver or something. None of my winter pants fit, which was a problem because I can't go get new winter pants like some kind of millionaire. And I was like, and I looked like if you could tie a string around my ankle, you could have floated me in that Thanksgiving Day parade. Just, you know, what was happening? And then I'm not good at math, but I probably have like 400 weekends left in my life, so do I really want to spend them groggy and headachy, and all this stuff was happening. So, met The Onion, and they've started a new food website called thetakeout.com, which I'm pleading, begging with all of you to bookmark and visit daily. And so I'm writing about food and stuff, and I'm talking to my new boss about possible columns. I'm like, you know, I really want to do this dryuary thing. And I would write about it every week. There's 5 Tuesdays in January, so I would write it, and they're like, oh, that's great. Because me, knowing me, I could put it on Facebook and Twitter or whatever, but no, I need to tell several thousand people that I'm giving up alcohol for it to really stick. Because otherwise it would be like, you know, I'd run into somebody on a train like, oh, it's 2 for 1 at bottles and cans. Oh, I'm good, yeah. And so, and it made me like, stick with it. So New Year's Eve, you know, I've been preparing that this is gonna happen, and I went to some neighborhood parties because honestly, and I don't know how many of you guys like live around here. Those of us who do, we're super lucky, right? To live in these neighborhoods, these fun moms. Yeah, and I work with a lot of millennials at The Onion, and I love them. They're all awesome, but they have told me, and I try not to like do the math again of like how much older I am than then. I might ask them something like, so your dad, like does he ever talk about the bicentennial? Like I want to know like where I am in the trajectory. And then I don't want to know, like, it's fine. But they have told me that they feel better now about like possibly having kids someday, and just being old like my husband and I are, because, you know, they're like, man, I mean, you guys, like you have kids and you go out and you throw these parties and, you know, you guys are still fun. And I'm like, and they don't get it. Like, no, when you have kids is when the drinking really kicks in earnest, right? Yeah. Oh, you're in grad school? I'm sorry. Is that really rough for you? I'm trying to keep baby humans alive. And these people eat gravel for fun and stick utensils into outlets and like to climb high chairs. I have twins, so it was like even more exciting. So I was, but they really did have a beautiful like sleep schedule. It's like 6 to 6. So the second they went down, I would lunge for the Chardonnay until my next feeding, because I am a hero and I breastfed my twins on a nursing pillow the size of a Buick. But that didn't show up until later, but I couldn't go out or anything, so it was like, I think that's the year I watched American Idol, because it was on all the time. It was like the #1 TV show, and this was all news to me. I'm like, what's with this American Idol? So me and my Chardonnay, and then later I got to interview, it was the David Cook year, and I got to interview him in person over at Abbey Pub, and my husband was like, don't tell him about your nursing and the Chardonnay, but I did, of course. It was very exciting. So I had all that going for me, and then my kids started going to the neighborhood school. And I was, you know, I thought I was boss with my Chardonnay. These people party like rock stars. Like, I hadn't gone out that much since like high school. And after all these weekends of like basically just trying to keep the children alive, to have somebody be like, you know, we're just gonna do like a, you know, Sunday, bloodies, mimosa, come over and watch some game that I don't even know about, and kids will run around in a yard that's like bigger than our yard. I'm like, yes, oh my God, this is heaven, I don't wanna leave ever. So our social life was really kind of out of control. So this was all combining to me committing to do dryuary in a very public manner. So, and honestly, if you're super curious, if you Google dryuary and Gwen, I'm pretty sure you can read all about it. So So it's New Year's Eve. I drink about a gallon of champagne before midnight, like just like, so I'm good for the next couple of days. And the clock strikes 12. My son is like watching me really carefully, and I'm like, chug my last champagne. I'm like, yes, I'm done. Kiss my husband, kiss the kids, and then go into my dryuary. And it was so interesting. One of the most interesting things really is how freaking boring I am. Oh my God. I bring nothing to the table at all. I would be like, do you have any hobbies, And then my husband's like, yeah, and you can't even you don't have any hobbies because Gilmore Girls doesn't really count as a hobby. Thank you, okay. So it was really strange. My whole social perception was changed, but on the upside, so then I have nothing to do, so I was doing all this stuff, I'd only go to my gym at the Galter, I would get reimbursed from work, so I would visit it once a month just to get my receipt, so I get reimbursed from work, that's as far as I went into the gym, so now I actually, went to the gym. This was because a friend of mine had a birthday party. It was cute, it was a workout birthday party, my husband's totally against it, it's it's got work right in the title, that's not a party. And then he's he didn't want me to go. He's like, do they know how out of shape you are? Is anybody there any sort of a medical professional? I really don't think you should go to this party. I'm like, no, I'm not drinking. I gotta do something. I gotta get back into this. So I went, and then I went to, I gotta start small. I'm like, I'll do aqua aerobics at the Galter with the old people. That's chill, right? Those old people kick my ass. I'm sweating. I did it on Sunday. I think I'm still sore. But that was all really good. I started taking this great yoga class at Bloom. A friend took me to King's Spa. I've lived here my whole life. I've never been to King's Spa before. Yeah, you don't need alcohol at King's Spa. I just want to eat some Korean food and hang out in the oxygen room and play Words with Friends. That was my most perfect day ever. So all these things happened. I realized I was not feeling the shame on Sundays that I had been feeling. And it was really good. My last essay, I would do these essays every week, and what's also awesome, I think a lot of our commenters, sometimes on an AV Club, if you guys are familiar with that, or a lot comic book guy from The Simpsons, I certainly hope somebody got fired for that blunder. We hear that every day. Yeah, sorry, I got the episode number wrong, dude, kill me. But on my dryuary, people were super supportive. There was a commenter named President Zod who was I'm gonna do this with you every week. Okay, President Zod, we're in this together. And my friends on Facebook, some of you are here tonight who also did dryuary with me and survived. It was just all very supportive. So my last essay, when I'm listing the things, and it's my pluses were so more than my minuses, so you're well then why drink again, right? It's because it's so freaking fun, I can't help it. I was really a friend asked me at work, how's that going? I'm oh my God, there's 4 more days. He's so that whole getting used to it thing, and that did never kick in for you? No, because I cried and whined like a whiny baby, I was training for the Himalayas or climbing Machu Picchu, oh, I gave up alcohol for 31 days and goddamn hero. It's not that big a deal. It shouldn't have been that hard, but it was very beneficial. So I have all these positives, but I'm looking forward to easing back into alcohol. I did not stay up to midnight on the last night and do shots. I actually went to my yoga class and went to bed at 10 o'clock. The next day some friends had me over for dinner and I kind of had a headache. I'm I had some champagne and they're watching me, to see if I'm gonna Jekyll and Hyde it or something. I've had alcohol before, a lot. This isn't really gonna change me that much. But the next night, there was an onion party, onion happy hour. This employee who'd been there a really long time. It was very emotional. He was at my job interviews, and like an idiot, I thought, I was fine yesterday, so I can do this onion party. It's oh, I'm gonna tip my toe in the water and I'm gonna go scuba dive at the Great Barrier Reef the next day. It's the same kind of experience. So I was drinking wine at the onion happy hour, and then we went to a club nearby, and I'm all right, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get a Radler, it's got less alcohol. I'm trying, And this waitress saw me like a sucker. She must have looked at me and seen a lollipop for a head. She's some people do a shot of gin in the Radler and that. And I'm oh, that sounds like a good idea. That was crazy. And it was $17. And I think I got 2. So with the what happened, I'm playing Tetris or something really badly at this arcade bar and realized God damn it, I'm drunk, I'm at a work event. I'm gonna have to write about it for work because I promised I would do like an epilogue essay about what it was gonna be like when I started drinking again, and I screwed it up like right out of the gate. I was so mad. So I write this essay, and some of the commenters were pretty funny. They're like, well, you know, I mean, that's sad, but not really surprising. Like I feel like I let them all down so much. But I'm like, no, it's good. I mean, it sucked. And I woke up on this Saturday, I'm like, you're an idiot. You're filled with shame. Your head hurts again. You're old enough to know that you don't want to do this anymore. So that was a good lesson and helped bring me down a bit. So since then, I've been good. I still go to the gym for more than my receipt. I haven't taken the elevator at work more than 3 times in 2018, and I'm on the 7th floor. I mean, things are happening. I know, right? I don't have to on my elevator. So overall, I would call it a really, really good experience, and I'll probably do it next year, but for Drywear, I think I'll do February because it has 3 fewer days in it. But I'm glad I didn't do this year so I can drink with you all. So cheers to you guys, and thank you so much.